Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, our beautiful country, and how we're going to fix this bad boy together. Guys, I'll tell you what, cats and dogs are sleeping together. It's the craziest thing. I am seeing Democrat after Democrat after Democrat, gun control supporter, all of them ranting and raving around due process all of a sudden. I'm about to show you a lot of clips from well-known gun control advocates and red flag supporters about due process and how important it is. This one is a big one because the hypocrisy is so thick you can cut it with a knife. Everything will be linked in the description box below, and we are going to memory this one because it's going to be useful again the next time we have a Democrat administration and red flag laws come up. Again, everything will be linked. Can't wait to hear what you guys think. And make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel because we are seeing an active unsubscription, which is uncharacteristic. Make sure YouTube's not interrupting your life and that subscription is still active. All right, let's get into this, guys, because, you know, sometimes you just can't make this stuff up. So we're going to go over to my X profile. Make sure you follow me. We're almost at 12,000 followers right now. We're grinding towards 20,000. I'd love for you to be one of them. Let's get it. Watch this. Now, first person, Daniel Goldman. This guy is a well-known Democrat who has articulated the need for gun control in the United States. We've gone down this road a bunch with this guy, and I've got a few more for you as well. But listen to this. The language is so interesting all of a sudden how it changed. You don't dislike these people enough. Okay, let's go.
Due process is so fundamental to our system of government, and without it, and this is just such a good example of why, because if he had due process, he would not have been removed. Then they would have had to go through the process of proving it. And this...
What? Due process is so fundamentally important because he would not have been removed. Now, they're talking about immigration, but it's really interesting how the correlation to red flag laws and taking away Americans' gun rights instantly without due process is perfectly fine. It's for safety. But you talk about immigration and a guy gets deported, well, he didn't have due process, so let's bang the drum on due process and how important that is after we've had 4 years of promulgating red flag laws. Okay, let's continue. These people.
This is why due process matters, so you don't make mistakes like this, and so that you do have a neutral arbiter that decides the law, not the executive branch, which obviously has their own policy and political interests at play and needs to be checked and balanced by the courts. Due process is so
Oh my God. Red flag law? Anybody? Kamala Harris? Campaign trail? Red flag law! Where's my box wine? Like, holy crap! Okay, maybe that was just an aberration. Maybe that was aberration, rather. Maybe that was just one. Oh my God, look who it is. It's Jamie Raskin, leading Dem on the Judiciary Committee. Wonder what he has to say about it.
It certainly violates due process to send anybody to a foreign prison or a domestic prison, for that matter, without due process, without a hearing. That's what due process means.
Due process.
These are the two most beautiful words in the English language.
Due process.
That's what stands between us and arbitrary dictatorial power.
Like taking Second Amendment rights from people. Holy crap. Sorry, I'm not meaning to yell at you guys, but what? This is a dude who literally sits in the Judiciary Committee crowing and beating his chest about how red flag law is the most important thing on the frickin' planet because gun rights are the most important thing to curtail for safety, but now they're the most beautiful words in the English language. Constitutionality, the hypocrisy is enough to make the eyes pop out of my head. Don't worry, we're archiving all of this because it will be very useful in short order. Let's keep going.
If anybody were to go down the road of trying to create foreign prisons for American citizens, it would have to be the United States Congress because we are the lawmaking power. So this is another constitutional principle that gets trampled in the process. It's not up to the president to just make up some idea of foreign prisons and start it. The Supreme Court said in the steel seizure case in 1952, the president derives his powers from only two places. One, the Constitution. There's nothing in the Constitution that gives the president the right to do that. And two, an act of Congress authorizing the president to do it. And that, of course, has not happened either. So it's a violation of the separation of powers, a usurpation of congressional lawmaking power, and almost certainly a brutal violation of due process.
Oh, sweet. Oh, my God. Guys, my head, I just almost had an aneurysm. Okay. I hadn't played that clip all the way through yet. I just knew it was coming. Oh, my God. Separation of powers? The law comes from Congress? The president oversteps his executive authority? Do the letters ATF mean anything to you? How about the guy Merrick Garland? How's that guy? How about Stephen Dettelbach? How about those morons? How about Kamala Harris and the Office of Gun Violence Prevention in the White House? Red flag laws, due process. ATF redefining existing law from Congress, usurping the power of Congress, and this piece of crap goes out there and crows how Trump is doing it? Eat every single piece of crap you find. All right, I'm getting a little animated, and I've got more. How about this guy? This guy went to a foreign country to fight for due process. Nothing virtue signal about that. Let's continue. Maybe I'll get squeaky again.
I don't think it's ever wrong to stand up for the Constitution.
Oh.
And this is not about one man. If you deny the constitutional rights of one man, you threaten the constitutional rights for everybody. I think Americans are tired of elected officials or politicians who are all finger to the wind.
Oh, sweet God. Okay. Americans are tired of politicians who are all one finger to the wind. This is literally a guy who is on record voting for gun control and red flag laws. And quote, if you deny the constitutional rights of one man, you threaten the constitutional rights of everybody. Please see gun control. You hypocritical finger in the wind dill hole. Guys, this stuff, the hypocrisy and the balls that you have to go out after 4 years of Biden pushing all the insane infringements and them full-throated supporting them, and now all of a sudden due process is the most beautiful word in the English language, and the usurpation of Congress and the violation of Separation of Powers Act, and now if you deny one constitutional right of one American, it's every American. Well, damn it, you are guilty of a lot of stuff then. I can't get through this fucking squeaky. I got one more of the same guy, and then we'll wrap this all up.
I have concern. My heart goes out to every Maryland family that is the victim of violence, regardless of the perpetrator. And that is why I am very glad, and said so, that a court of law has convicted her killer. That is where we litigate these issues. That is where the Trump administration admitted that they had wrongfully detained and deported Abrego Garcia. My whole point here is if you deprive one man of his constitutional rights, you threaten the constitutional rights of everybody. I would hope that all of us would understand that principle. You're a lawyer. I'm not vouching for the individual. I'm vouching for his rights under the Constitution.
So just quickly then, if he is brought back, if the administration finally says, okay, we got a duty, let's get him back here, and he's given due process, then deported again, you're okay with that process?
I support the rule of law. That's exactly my point here. Mm-hmm. And if you threaten the rule of law for one person, you threaten it for everybody.
Okay. We're gonna. All right. That. Yeah. Okay, guys, they are genuinely going on a press circuit, and they are trying to tell you that if there's due process, it's perfectly fine. I support the rule of law. It's about due process. Everything is so amazing. Guys, holy crap. You know what? Bonus. I got something else here. Hold on. Bonus one. Let's go over here. Where did it go? Oh, did I close it out? I closed it out. I'll get back to it. Guys, where we are talking about is so insane, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. I got a little off the rails. All of a sudden, due process is the new hotness. Separation of powers is the new hotness. And oh my God, the power of Congress being usurped by the president and the separation of powers is just unconscionable. Wow, I wish that was here 4 years ago. And that's what I've got for you guys. I hope I didn't get too squeaky. Let me know if I landed that plane, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.